If you're watching this video, chances are that you're a manager of a participant taking part in one of our leadership programs. One of the graduation requirements is that the participant needs to meet with you as their manager and have a brief coaching conversation about the training program. The agenda for the coaching meeting will vary a bit from program to program, so you can ask for the specific agenda that is in the participant's workbook. Ideally, you as a manager will have gone through the same training as the participant, but just in case you weren't able to attend the training personally, I will share some tips for having an effective coaching conversation. Tip number 1, be conversational. Even though the agenda for the coaching conversation will be prescribed in the workbook, you should strive to make it conversational and less formal. Help the participant to convey the information to you without being worried or defensive about how you as their manager will react. As you can imagine, participants can be nervous about meeting with the manager to discuss their leadership strengths and effectiveness. Tip number 2, cover the agenda items. The agenda will vary depending on the specific training program delivered to your organization, but most programs include these agenda items for the coaching conversation. First, a review of the participants' insights or takeaways from the training program. You might also find some of these insights helpful to ensure your leadership approach is consistent with what your direct report has learned in the program. Second, the participant will be asked to discuss their leadership strengths and areas for further strengthening. You should focus on listening carefully to the areas that the participant highlights in their assessment. Unless you disagree strongly with the participant's self-assessment, focus on being supportive instead of debating them about their findings. Third, the participant may have been asked to develop a vision for their team. They will share some of the things they would like to improve in the department. Your tendency might be to turn these vision statements into some sort of goal, but they're intended to be longer-term goals that you can support as the manager. Feel free to share your thoughts about the vision and help the participant think through how to make this happen. The last agenda items will generally be the same for all our training programs. Have some discussion about how you as the manager can support the participant in changing their leadership approach and increasing their overall effectiveness. You might be able to provide them with some resources or simply acknowledge changes in their approach. Tip number 3. Observe and acknowledge progress. After the coaching meeting is completed and the training has been finished, you'll want to acknowledge changes and improvement in how the participant handles their leadership responsibilities. It's natural for participants to occasionally slip back into old habits. Keep reinforcing the areas they told you they wanted to improve in. Because the coaching meeting is a requirement to graduate from the training program, be sure that the participant sends a note to the human resources manager when the meeting is completed. Another common graduation requirement for the participant is to document how they've applied some of the course concepts with their team and the impact of those new approaches. The participant is asked to include your email as the manager so that you get a copy of those application journals. It's a good idea for you to acknowledge having received those journals and offer congratulations to the participant. Your support as a manager has a tremendous impact on the success of your direct reports in applying their new skills and knowledge. Strive to set a good leadership example for them and acknowledge the progress you observe. If we can be of further assistance, please reach out to us at frontlineleadership.com.